Alright. Gamer Grinding here with another video. Can you tell me what game that is? I don't know. Is that an Elden Ring? Guess it's Elden Ring. Could be a From Software, Dark Souls or Demon Souls game too. I don't know. Might be Elden Ring though. I don't know. Moving on. PlayStation 2 acquired From Software claims popular gaming insider. Okay, this is just gonna be. I'm gonna try to keep it short, under 10 minutes if possible. We're going to go through this article here. I came across this article and I was like, oh shit, okay. And as you can see, it was posted 13 hours ago, and today is April 19th, 2022. Alrighty. I still can't believe it's 2022 and I'm alive. Alright, PlayStation might be gearing up to acquire From Software, as per latest report published by one of the most prominent analysts in the gaming industry. Okay, yeah, right. According to a new report posted by popular gaming analyst and insider Dr. Sirkin Toto, who is also CEO of Tokyo-based gaming industry consultant Katana Games. From Software is rumored to be M&A, merger and acquisition candidate by Sony. He goes on to give us a rundown of the company's history with dates back to 1986 when it started as a B2B software developer. One of its projects was a pig feeding management program. Okay. And that is quite a unique background, despite the trend being quite common in Japanese studios. Oh, okay. PlayStation to acquire From Software claims popular gaming insider. This is not the first time we have heard about an acquisition of From Software by Sony, as the rumors have been making the rounds for a few weeks now. In fact, the number of people we had used social media to state the acquisition has been completed. A number of people had used social media. Okay. But it was only an April Fool's joke back then. Well, consider how rampant the rumors were. Many did end up believing it a few weeks ago. However, unlike the other times, the source stating the information is much more credible, and that is what makes it so believable this time around. One of my favorite studios, Tokyo based. This is coming from Dr. Sirkin Toto. I will have a link to this whole article in the video description below. Tokyo-based From Software candidate is currently rumored to be an M&A, merger acquisition candidate for Sony. Okay. This I've clicked on this. This is just basically a lot more of the information about the backstory of the company. If this news actually turns out to be true and Sony does end up acquiring From Software, it could end up to be as one of the biggest acquisitions in the history of gaming industry. Acquisitions in the history of the gaming industry, after the likes of Activision. It is quite surprising that to see From Software is open to acquisition to begin with, considering that developers had pretty much dreamt a dream run with Elden Ring, as it is still dominating sales charts even several weeks after launch. Whatever the case, with Sony is already suggesting that new acquisitions are coming, it shouldn't be long before we hear more about this. Alright, that, I don't know, that sounds like big news to me. I am not a big From Software game player, I should say, fan, whatever. I'm not a big fan of most things these days. I like what I like and I play what I play. It doesn't mean I'm a fan. The word fan comes from the word fanatical, and I'm not a fanatic about anything. I do enjoy certain things. I do get excited for certain things. like I was really hyped on Horizon Forbidden West because I really enjoyed the story of the first one, Horizon Zero Dawn. But I played the only From Software game I played was Bloodborne, and I didn't get too far. And I spent about 15, 20 hours getting my ass handed to me in that game. I never could get to the first checkpoint, save point, whatever you want to call it. Even though I think I was close a few times towards the end, and I just got annoyed and said, "Screw this game." Kind of like I do with Elden Ring right now. I did buy Elden Ring within a few weeks of launch. I think it was like early March. I picked it up, and I'd be a liar if I didn't say there's things about it I really enjoy. You know, one of my favorite things about Elden Ring is there's no map markers. You figure out where you're going. The map markers come after you hit the lost site of grace, or you set a point on your map yourself. And shit, there's really no map. You gotta find the little maps, you know, and that makes it really interesting. I kind of like that, you know, seek and discover type shit. Excuse me. Also, if you guys hear the chair squeak, I apologize about that. I'm going to buy a new one today. Because this one's beat up. Alright, moving on from that though. This could be huge news. And, you know, my experience. Back to my experience for a minute. Elden Ring, first of all, it sold over 12 million copies at this point. Could be closer to 15, 20 million by now. Who knows? I don't know if it got that high or not, but I do know Sony's probably. I remember there was a video I watched or a news article I read that Sony took like 30% of the sales, or 39% of the sales, I think it was, or something like that. Sony, the platform Sony had more sales than all the other platforms. But the other two was not far behind. I think it was almost a three-way split, almost, but Sony had a little bit of a leg up there. And I don't care what platform it's on. I don't care what platform you play. I have Series S, PS5, and PC. So I have all three covered. You know, and I would suggest any true gamer get all three. You know, I'd like to get the Xbox Series X, but at the time, Series S was easy to come by. So I went with it instead, and it was cheaper. I needed to save the money at the time. So, and I work for a living. I work to pay my bills. Matter of fact, I got to go to work here soon. But moving on from that, this could end up being some huge news. I don't know. You guys tell me how big it is. If you know, if it's an exclusive, if excuse me, hold on, I apologize. There's not going to be no editing in this video. I don't have time for it this morning. I just wanted to make a quick video and get it posted, and you know, put this news out there because if this turns out to be real, and PlayStation is acquiring From Software, I think that could be pretty big news because you could have, yeah, they can probably still release like the next Elden Ring. If there's an Elden Ring 2 or some spin-off of Elden Ring that's like Elden Ring with the open world and everything else, they could release it on all three platforms, but then they could have them also make exclusives like Bloodborne 2 or Sekiro 2, or I mean, I don't know nothing about Sekiro. I never played that game, so I don't know the story. I've kind of wanted to play that game. It looked kind of interesting, but again, I knew it was going to be hard, and I suck. But I know what the Elden Ring and the Souls community will tell me to do. They'll tell me to get good, and I've gotten better at Elden Ring. So I got about 13, 14 hours into that game, and I finally beat one of the cave bosses. He had a title and a long energy bar at the bottom. So I was like, holy shit, I beat him. After dying the first time. But moving on from that, this could just be big ass news, and I just wanted to share my opinion because, I was hoping Sony was going to acquire something like EA or Activision, or not Activision, Konami or Capcom for sure. Imagine Resident Evil games being exclusive to PlayStation. That's just huge. Even if it's timed time exclusivity, whatever that word is, whatever, time exclusives on PlayStation. You know, I don't know how I feel about that. Honestly, I don't care because I have all of them. I have every way to play, and I get not everybody can afford that. But if you're, an adult and you make your own money, you do what you do. Um, I don't know. To me, this could be some big ass news. You tell me. Um, Not as big as if they would have to acquire Capcom, or it would have also really been cool if they acquired Konami because then they would have rights to Metal Gear, and they already kind of got a working relationship with wow, Kojima. So they would have both parts of the puzzle, the title Metal Gear Solid and the guy that created the game together, you know, to be able to create. I know they say there's a new Metal Gear in the works, but if Konami's behind it, it's gonna probably suck. You see what they did with Survive. There were some nice elements to Metal Gear Survive, but a few cool elements like the eating and all the. There were some things about it that wasn't horrible, but there was a lot of shit that was just whoa. This is so boring. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Just a quick video giving a little rant of my thought process. Again, I will have this linked in the description below when this video goes live here soon. It'll probably be about 14 or 15 hours. I'm posting this as soon as I'm done ranting. Um, yeah, you tell me what your thought process is. I am going to go ahead and end the video. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, and keep on grinding. I'll see you in the next video. Gamer Grinding out.